In the new year, I usually try to give myself a theme to go on for the year, and I kind of decided during my holidays that my theme this year was going to be going back to old hobbies. And if something, fires up my passion, maybe trying some new ones. And one of my old hobbies way back in the day was building plastic models. So I actually bought these models when The Force Awakens came out, and I had them for years and just never assembled them. They're Bandai, they're snap and click, they don't need any glue, so it's a nice simple way to get back into it. So there's my Darth Vader. He's got a lot of articulation. I haven't decided how I want to pose him, and he's got different hands you can use. I'm not really satisfied with the way the cape clicks in, so I'm going to have to go and maybe take another run at it. And then I built BB-8, and I think he came out really well, although the antenna that are supposed to be on top of his head were pretty brittle and they snapped, and I can melt some of the plastic in the little trays that hold the parts and like stretch it out and make some kind of antenna. R2-D2, I had to tape his little panels down on his head because they kept falling off, because you can do things to him like pop his head off and push that third leg out and lean him back, but I don't really care about popping the panels off and extending certain little arms and things. There are different configurations you can do with him. Not interested in that really, but I might lean him back and get his center leg out. So I built those during the holiday, and another thing I'm planning to get back into is doing more baking. So I had to get something else to build next, so I bought this one. Keeping with the Star Wars theme, I bought this snow speeder, and as long as it has that little icon there, no glue required, I'm quite happy to dive in, because it doesn't need a lot of, well, there's no mess is what I'm saying. It's pretty easy to get back into model building if it's snap and click, and they do have a lot of detail. They take some time to assemble. So that's going to be my next one I build. I might start it this weekend or next weekend. But the big baby is my Mazinger Z, Mazinger Net Infinity version. This is an HD high grade model. So there's a lot of detail to it. When this baby is assembled, it's also got a lot of different poses and configurations you can set it up in. It looks like that once it's done. And actually, when I was in elementary school or early junior high school, there was a comic book series called Shogun Warriors, which was based on a series of Japanese mecha toys. So there were 3 of these giant robots that some adventurers found, and they were piloting them, and they fought giant monsters, and they interacted with the Fantastic Four or other heroes like that, because it was part of the Marvel universe. And I really liked that concept of piloting these ancient gigantic robots that were buried under the earth and left behind by ancient civilizations. And I bought some of the plastic models if I could find them. I built Guy King. He was the last one I built, not really knowing much about the character, but I've seen anime and things with Guy King in them. My favorite from the comic book was Raiden, and he can turn into a firebird. He's very flexible. He can close these face panels and you can flex him. But the first Shogun Warrior model I built was Mazinger Z. So this is like a callback to something when I was probably 11 or 12, maybe around then. I think I built the Gaikin model when our family drove all the way to BC to stay at my Uncle Ken's place. And the year before that we went to Disneyland in California. And so Disneyland was 1980, so if I remember correctly. So the trip to BC would have been in 1981 in the summer. So I would have been almost 13. So I probably built Mazinger Z when I was 10 or 11. So now I've got this new version of Mazinger Z, much more detailed, much more advanced, and it is just kind of bookending that aspect of my childhood. So I've got these two models that I'll build over the next month. You know, take my time with them, no big hurry. I'll also look for some recipes so I can try baking things. I'm going to try to bake Cookie Time chocolate chip cookies based on the New Zealand brand of Cookie Time cookies, because a co-worker really wants them and you can't really find them easily in Japan. But Mazinger Z, high grade plastic model, waiting to be assembled by Jason. That's my baby. That's the one I'm really going to enjoy putting together. So that's it for this video. I will probably show my progress later. Bye.